Yeah, I never thought that when I got injured in high school with my shoulder that the prescription medication that I was taking would turn into an addiction that led me down 20 years of a dark road that progressed into heroin. Everything was so dark, I didn't even care if the next time I used was the last time I used. And I thought that it would be like that the rest of my life, that I was going to struggle with this the rest of my life. That's how I identified. Developing a relationship with God on a daily basis, an intentional relationship during that process, whether it be worship music, prayer, coming to a small group at Zoe, just my mind was renewed. And I was able to find freedom from addiction through my identity in Jesus Christ. You know, I identified as a heroin addict for a long time. Nowhere in the Bible does it say that I'm an addict. Maybe somebody has struggled with addiction, but my identity is I'm a child of God. I was completely free of addiction. I had no more cravings. It was just completely gone. My name is Kyle. I'm not an addict. I'm a child of God.
This is one of the most important things that we need to get across to the people who come in for services at Zoe Freedom Center, is that no, you were not created to be an addict. You were created a child of God, made in His image. And this is the turnaround point for the majority of people who come through and actually wind up walking in freedom once they leave out of our care and back into the world where they can be productive members of society. The direct impact of our programs at Zoe Freedom Center often look like Kyle's, but sometimes they look like a young woman who comes in, brought over to our offices by a volunteer at Bethany Services. This young woman we thought was 7 months pregnant. It turned out she was 9 months pregnant, and her family did not know she was pregnant. We needed to come alongside her in such a way that she felt secure in being honest with us. She could trust us, that she knew we weren't judging her, and that we could help her make the next best decisions. Her first and original plan was to give her baby up for adoption, which is beautiful. But after about a week of us walking alongside her, with Bethany Services walking alongside her and helping to kind of get the family involved, where there was a safe way to talk about it, where this young woman felt like, okay, I can tell my family what's been going on. She and her husband decided that they were going to keep this baby. And now they are raising the baby together. This is just how individualized our services are. There's another individual who came in with his daughter and had lost his son to overdose not long ago. And he was having a struggle with alcohol. And he wanted to go to detox, and he wanted to get his life back on track. He still had another daughter, and he really wanted to be there for her. Thankfully, through one of our interns who is a peer recovery support specialist, we were able to get this gentleman connected with Spotsy Regional Medical Center's behavioral health unit. We're partnering with them now, and they are helping us to get people rapid intake right up to the behavioral health floor. I was able to go there and speak to a group of the patients there couple of days after he was admitted. And it was amazing to see the difference in his face, the hope that he was showing. So this is just another story of an individual who has experienced some of the worst days of his life, who still has the hope of Jesus and is ready to start walking in the plans that God has for him. We also got a call one day from one of the hotels up on Route 17, where we deliver Narcan there as often as they need it. They called and said, someone just came in and got our last box of Narcan. And I believe that somebody's overdosing in the hotel room. And I immediately asked them to call 911. And Stacy and I jumped in the van and drove up to this hotel to make sure that they had plenty of Narcan on hand if this should happen again. We also found out that the box that had been picked up saved this gentleman's life. We're grateful to be able to do this in our community. And it also connects us with other service providers in the area, such as the EMS driver that was there that day. Not long after that, we got a call from them, and they needed Narcan. They were out of Narcan, and they came and picked up some from us. This is why our services matter. It's not just about Kyle. It's not just about the young woman who is pregnant, or the father, or the gentleman who was in the hotel room who almost lost his life that day. It's about being able to provide these services for anyone who needs them. And this is why we're also very grateful for our community partners, one of which is Stafford Rise, also Brightview, Spotsy Regional Medical Center, Fredericksburg Christian Health Center, and the Virginia Department of Health. We have been partnering with them and making a difference in our community, and we're so grateful to be a part of such a movement in our area. I would just love for you guys to pray for these movements and that our partnerships would grow and we'd be able to serve more people. As we've already talked about all of the amazing things that we're able to do in our community, we could do none of it without our amazing volunteers. From our events team, to our Fred Nat's concessions team, to our MHRU team, it has been amazing the amount of people that we've been able to directly touch because of you. Through our MHRU program, we've been able to impact the lives of over 2,300 individuals, giving out over 1,900 boxes of Narcan. Through our Fred Nat's concession fundraiser, we had over 400 hours of volunteer time served, and we raised $21,688 to help support continuing free services through Zoe Freedom Center. Through supporter-led fundraisers done by people just like you, we were able to raise over $8,000. All you need is a great idea and a heart for what we do, and you can do a fundraiser for us. This year, we've done one Narcan training per month. This isn't one person, it's a business that has us come in and train their entire staff. We also did a training at Garfield High School in Woodbridge. While we were there speaking to the students, we got a message that a child in the Woodbridge High School had overdosed, and they had Narcan on hand, thankfully, and were able to revive him. But this is why it is so important that you get trained and that you have Narcan, and that if you know of anybody that needs a Narcan training, just to have it in their first aid kit, let us know. We're happy to come. It's free of charge. It costs you nothing, but it could save a life. We're believing that God is going to do so much more in 2024. We're going to have more stories. We're going to have more lives that have been changed. We're going to have more people living their dreams, getting God-given dreams and walking those out. More people are going to have their life saved by Narcan, and they're going to find Christ on this side of heaven. We are so grateful for all of our financial partners, our church partners, the businesses that support us, the individuals who give faithfully every month, the people that give one-time donations, and God is going to still be able to write more stories this year with your help. Kyle's story wasn't an overnight thing. We weren't just sitting back waiting 2 years for Kyle to come around. We were going to court with him. We were calling and checking on him. We were making sure that he had the resources that he needed to take the next steps. It is our heart, all of our staff, that we do this every day for Kyle and anyone who comes behind Kyle. That is what we want to do, but we can't do it without your support. And today we have your next step to help us help people like Kyle. You can do that through our annual Freedom Offering. Did you know that just one $30 donation provides groups materials for one individual, and $100 provides monthly counseling for another individual? $250 donation provides everything that we need for a Narcan drop-in. And $500 helps our mobile harm reduction unit go out in our community for a full month. Whether you're able to give $20 or $20,000, every single dollar matters. Every single donation that comes through helps someone find freedom from addiction. We're grateful for everyone who has sowed into this ministry, whether it's financially, prayerfully, or with your time. It is vital that we have your support in these 3 ways. We're so grateful. The people that we serve are so grateful. And we are just looking forward to continuing this relationship with you throughout the years to come.